Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. So the footage you're seeing today is all my footage. It's all gameplay that I was able to capture there at the Destiny 2 event, which was a ton of fun. I think we're going to be doing some shared content too among a number of us who were there, so we can kind of collaborate, because honestly we didn't get to record a lot, not nearly as much as I thought. Just a couple of PvP matches and a strike. That was it. So we're going to try and probably do a little bit of collaboration to get a better picture of everything. But I wanted to talk about the power weapons in this video, and kind of how they play out in Destiny 2, in the Crucible specifically. So in my experience, so obviously they showed us 5. They showed us the fusion rifle, the shotgun, sniper, rocket launcher, and grenade launcher. Notice we didn't see any heavy machine guns, and we didn't see any swords. So those may potentially be in there. Obviously this isn't the final build. This is just what we were allowed to play with and what they gave us in our inventory. We weren't even allowed to inspect the guns. You could see that you could push triangle on it to inspect it, but if you push triangle, nothing would happen. It wouldn't show you the details about the guns. So we have very limited knowledge to go on, and all of what we know about the power weapons is limited to just the one that they gave us. So it's based on whatever that archetype was. Maybe the roll on it was terrible, who knows. So this certainly isn't a whole picture of what it's going to be like. It's just a little bit of a teaser, a bit of a taste. So the thing about power weapons, they really are powerful. They are extremely powerful. They have clear dominance, very clear dominance over primary weapons. So, but because of that, they sort of counteract that in a couple different ways. It's very interesting, some of the changes that are very specific I want to talk about in this video. So first and foremost, the boxes, they spawn at about 30 seconds into each round. Now, I don't know how that's going to play out in other game types. And there were only 2 boxes of power ammo on the map at a time. So those then, they have a timer that resets every time that it's picked up. An interesting thing, it's not like Destiny 1. If I open up that box, I'm the only one that gets the ammo. It doesn't go to anyone else. No one else standing by the box gets ammo to drop out of it. It's just that one person. And it's also very interesting that if I were to pick up shotgun ammo at the low road on this map, it would actually say in the feed, in the lower left, everyone in the game would see True Vanguard loaded shotgun ammo. It would show a shotgun, say True Vanguard loaded shotgun at low street. So you know who has what power ammo and where. So that's some interesting information that you're being fed by the feed. So that could potentially help you make decisions in game to combat that power ammo, to know it's out there, to know who has it and where they are. And you might be able to, if I see so-and-so got shotgun ammo, well, on this particular map that we played, the A point was much more exposed. So I might think, well, hey, they got one person with power ammo right now, and it's a shotgun. Now, shotguns are, I'll get to this in a minute, but they're dominant. I mean, they are extremely powerful. So you may choose to go for the A point so that you don't have to worry about a sniper rifle out there. You know it's a shotgun. So you're going to go not into the tight and closed objective point to take. You're going to go to the more exposed one, because shotgun's not going to be as effective there. So it's very interesting. We're going to see some major changes based on just the way that the power ammo works, and just the call out thing in the feed I think is very interesting, and it's going to have some interesting effects on the gameplay. Another interesting thing about the power ammo is if you're in a full fire team, you certainly don't want to send multiple people to the box, because obviously only one of them can get it, and especially in this objective type game, this game mode, you don't want to take too many people off of the objective points and send them running after power ammo, right? And one of the things I do foresee is that you could run into issues in just public matches where you get 6 people huddled around, maybe it's 4, 6, I don't know. You get multiple people huddled around this box, and everyone's just like spamming square when the countdown gets to 0, like, I want to get the ammo, I want to get the ammo. So while you could be out there slaying, you've got most of your team just huddled around one box, knowing one person's going to get the ammo. So I don't know. That may play out interestingly. We'll have to see. I'm sure they've play tested, but I don't know. That's one concern that I do have, because it's just one person. Now, I want to talk about the power weapons individually. So I'll start with sniper rifles. Sniping felt good. I did enjoy my time sniping. I honestly only got to pull out a sniper rifle in PvP, I think, like 3 times, and that was it. Like, it's just, since only one person is getting that ammo, and of course everyone's recording, everyone wants to get that ammo because they want the footage of it. So I was only fortunate enough to get sniper ammo, I think 3 times while recording. So I have very limited clips for you. I know that Hush actually, he pretty much exclusively went for sniper ammo, because I tried to do everything. I wanted to get fusions in PvP, I wanted to show fusion rifles, wanted to show shotguns. I know Hush went exclusively for sniper ammo, and he got some really nice clips, so if you want to see that specifically, go check out his channel. Anyways, so sniper rifles, they felt good. I noted that they did 100 to the body. Now, in this clip I'm going to show you here, you can see that it does 100 to the body, but it leaves the Titan still with some of his shield. So the way that they've done health has changed a bit, and we don't have the full picture on it. But I also know that some classes can take more damage than others based on the armor you have and what it's spec'd for. So I noted that when I played on the Warlock, the full Warlock armor that I had on had a perk that said greater movement speed at the expense of shield capacity. So I move faster, but I can't take as much damage to my shield. Kind of interesting. You may see more of a chess match with your armor and how you choose to spec. Do I want to be quick and sort of squishy, or do I want to be slow and really powerful? No, it was, like I said, it was a Titan that took 100 to the body, and it didn't pop the shield. That could be indicative that the Titan is going to be able to have a stronger shield capacity. And they've played around with some interesting things. I know that even the Titan has an ability where if you use your gun to pop an opponent's shields, once their shields go down, if you've popped their shields, there's a perk in the skill tree that makes it so that your melee range is greater. So that follow-up melee on a Titan is actually much more reliable now with that perk there. Very interesting stuff. I'm sure we'll get to all this in due time. But another thing you'll notice about the sniper rifle is how much flinch it had. It had a lot of flinch. When I started getting hit, my reticle just started bouncing up to the sky. I tried to make a shot and it just sailed clean over the guy by a pretty wide margin, pretty unforgiving there. So the flinch is definitely still there. The shotguns felt really, really powerful. I think every time I pulled out the shotgun and every time I pulled the trigger against an opponent, I got a kill. I don't think there was a single time where I pulled the trigger on a shotgun and it didn't yield in a kill. And a lot of the gameplay I can't show you because I was only allowed to record a couple of matches. I played 8 matches. So I have some experience that I can't actually show, which is a bit of a bummer. But every time I pulled the trigger on a shotgun, I got a kill. And I also noticed precision damage is back. So I know they made that change in Destiny 1, but I jumped up and I pulled the trigger and I got 44, I think off the top of my head, damage with one pellet that landed in the head. So there was some precision damage there. So very, very interesting that that's back. I thought that snipers and shotguns seemed like the clear front runners in the power weapon slots. Fusion rifle is still, I still love fusion rifles, and I had fun using it in Destiny 2 as well. It's certainly powerful, it's certainly effective. I think you're going to have a little bit more utility out of the shotguns and the snipers, to be honest. At least in the build that we got to play. It could be the archetypes. Like I said, this was clearly an archetype of fusion rifle that's more in line with maybe a Panta Ray or an Ash Raven's Flight in terms of the amount of impact that it did. It wasn't like a Saladin's Vigil. And the recoil was relatively severe, so I don't know, it may come down to the roll. Maybe they'll be effective, maybe they won't be, but they still do work if you're accurate with it. I really liked using it. Now, rocket launchers, you may have concerns thinking, well, a rocket launcher is in the same category as a sniper rifle. Isn't a rocket launcher clearly more powerful? The answer is yes. But you have to remember, these are the same people that made competitive Halo, and it was power weapons out on the map. And when you picked up a sniper rifle, you could have 8 shots, But when you picked up a rocket launcher, you had 2. So that was the trade-off. Like, the sniper is still a power weapon, but you get more ammo for it. So you have more kill potential, depending on how long you're able to stay alive. And there's a little bit more room for error, because if you whiff 2 shots, you still have more shots available too. I think it was 7 sniper rounds that you got. So you still have more ammo available to you, so it's a little more forgiving. The rocket launcher, you're sacrificing your ammo, so you only have, I think, don't quote me on this, I only got 1 match in with the rocket launcher, and I wasn't recording. I want to say it was 1 rocket. And the thing about the rocket launcher is that it's a definite kill. I mean, it's hard to miss that thing. I don't know if it was the archetype, but it was powerful, it was fast. I shot the rocket, boom, guy was dead, easy peasy. There's no skill gap there, right? It's a big boom. You throw it in the right direction, and it's probably going to yield a kill. So the trade-off is that you get a nearly guaranteed kill, but then you're all out of ammo, right? So the sniper certainly isn't a guaranteed kill. I mean, you have to be accurate, and the thing flinches. So I found it to be pretty effective at range, but it's a little more forgiving, so you got more ammo. Moving on to the grenade launcher, I was very underwhelmed by the grenade launcher. Most grenade launchers I'm used to playing with in games have an arm time on the grenades, right? So you can sort of bounce them, off of the floor and into a room, and that sort of, I had to change the way that I used it, because in my head I'm thinking that that's how it's going to perform, but it doesn't perform like that. It detonates on impact, which to me just felt like a slower lobbed rocket that's not going to guarantee me a kill, and it doesn't really go where I'm pointing. I mean, I have to account for the range. I have to factor in the fact that it's a lobbed grenade. It's going to drop over time. So I felt a little underwhelmed in PvP, at least with the grenade launcher. I thought this probably doesn't really have a lot of utility over some of my other options. I think I would pick it last. I think if I had to pick, I'd go snipers and shotties on top, followed by fusion, followed by rocket launcher, and then grenade launcher on bottom. So that's sort of where I'm landing with that. So anyway, so these are the changes that we're seeing. Power weapons are now, your fusion rifles, your shotguns, the things that we're just so used to having a lot of in Destiny 1. You're not going to have all that ammo available to you, and I think that that's one of the ways that they've started to control the pace of the game. I know you may be concerned about that. I can tell you it played out pretty well. You may be worried that you're not going to use those weapons very much, but I think quite honestly they just wanted to show search and destroy, basically, and they're going to limit those power weapon drops, obviously, in that environment, and it was an elimination environment too, obviously, so they're going to limit that, how much ammo they're going to give you. I honestly think that when you get into just your standard matches, it's probably not going to be an issue, because I guarantee you they're anticipating that. They know that everyone loves using sniper rifles and shotguns and fusion rifles, right? These are the things that we fall in love with, and it's such dynamic gameplay. They're not going to withhold that ammo from you. They're not going to withhold that experience from you. I think you're still going to get those things. It's going to have a learning curve. It is going to probably slow the pace of the game down just a little bit, so it's not so much of the instant one-hit kill stuff that we're so used to relying on in Destiny 1. You're going to see a lot more primary and energy gunfights, and the energy guns are pretty powerful. I mean, the energy hand cannons, they do work. I mean, if something doesn't have a shield but has full health and you hit them in the head, they're down, period. So, and the hip fire accuracy, by the way, is very crispy on those weapons. So I'm so used to ADSing, right, aiming down sights in Destiny 1. But it's not nearly as important to do that in your close to mid-range engagements in Destiny 2, I noticed. So another thing I noticed is when you descope. In Destiny 1, you can sort of aim in and descope, aim in, descope, ADS, descope, and every time you descope, your radar is instantly there. So you're kind of like popping in and out of your sights just to make sure no one's flanking you. But in Destiny 2, when you descope, there's a couple seconds of delay before your radar pops back up on the screen again. That was interesting. So they're trying to control the pace. So let me know your thoughts. This is just what I experienced and what I thought about it. Hopefully you feel a little bit more informed now, and feel free to share your opinions with me now that you have a little bit more information about it. And I hope to catch you in the Crucible.